Hi there. Hi again. We're here talking about mediumship and some of the myths around it. Today, though, I wanted to talk about something a little more uplifting that I have seen for so many years that happens to people, and that is the signs and the symbols that happen around the passing. Sorry, I'm getting all kinds of that's okay. I'm getting lots of light in my face. Sunshine. Okay, so I'm going to tell you just a few range of examples of signs from the other side. Now, they're extremely individual. So I'm not telling you, oh, that has to happen this way. It'll happen. You'll get your signs if you're open to them, and they will be uniquely yours or individual to that person. So first one is seeing anything from the animal or bird kingdom. A lot of people tell me, for example, somebody said that when their father passed, they were in, I forget what country, but they were in a place where this was not common at all. They saw suddenly a monarch butterfly flying around them. They saw monarch butterflies right after the passing for a few days in a row in a place where there's normally no monarch butterflies, even though we know that they can cross the oceans. But still, when you have an encounter with an animal or a bird or something like that that does not seem to make sense with where you are, or if they're just like really around you, like present, you might encounter them. I mean, it could be anything. If it's a bird, you might see it outside your window or near your car for a few days. If it's, I don't know, if it's a raccoon that crosses your path, if it's something else that you just like, and it seems to make sense that it coincides with the passing, sometimes that animal or bird is the sign from the love from the other side. I have one client that told me that whenever her dad shows up, she sees the cardinal, and that's her sign. So that's a pretty common one, actually, the birds, butterflies. Um, Other times you get this, and this is maybe a little more Hollywood, but it does happen. Other times you get ones that moves things around. One lady told me once that somebody was like opening the door all the time. She knows she shut the door, and yet the door is open every morning. Stuff like that. Um, Sometimes people are in a certain room or doing a certain task, and they start hearing them talk. They start smelling their perfume, their cologne, aftershave, whatever, their pipe. And it might happen only when they're in their garden shed or something, or it happens only when you're cooking. Sometimes people, it comes as a song. There's suddenly a, like, if it's a song that is uncommon and it's not on top 40 radio all the time, although that could happen if you suddenly start hearing the same song like 25 times in 1 week after that happens, that could be a sign if they like that song. But often it's a very intuitive feeling, isn't it, when you feel like something is a sign. And this is where it gets into the terrain of my book about a little bit of intuition. How do you know when it's a sign versus when you're craving it to happen and you're making it be a sign, even if it isn't. But if you're not really trying, like, please give me a sign, give me a sign, and you notice that you keep seeing a blue jay out your window over and over and over for days, or you keep hearing a song from 20 years ago on the radio that pops up, and you have to go with your gut and feel, that's odd, is this a sign? And other times people see stuff on the sidewalk. They see like a symbol of a star, maybe everywhere they go. It's very individual, and it's very beautiful once you figure out what that sign is. Now, there, as I said, there is a danger of people craving a sign so badly that they'll make anything into a sign. And you can't trust that if that's the state that you're in. But if you are open and you know that you're not craving, desperately craving some sort of symbol or sign, and you receive something, it's usually a pattern, it's usually repetitive, it's usually something like I'm describing, then I think you can trust it. Again, if you want to double check that in a reading, then we can do that. Bringing forward the spirit of the person, asking them, is this you? You know, is this cardinal really your sign? Is this song really you, or is it something else? We can ask that once we're deep in a session. But and if you're not getting signs and you're trying to connect on that level, it's something that has worked very often for people. So I'll suggest it to you here, is you make a little altar to that person in your home. So I suggest to people, find your favorite picture of them. Find some sort of object maybe that they gave you or that they liked, and bring in some flowers and light a candle, a white candle, every day. You can leave a note or a pen and paper, and you could write down something you want to say to them, or a prayer, or open up the, say, please show me a sign. And a lot of people come back and I ask them, how did it go? And they just look at me and they're like, something happened from that process of setting up an altar and praying to the loved one. They got their sign. And it can be enormously comforting when you believe, when you're open to this and you feel that sign so strongly, and you feel that you're not alone. It's hard to put into words how comforting that can be. So I hope that this has also clarified or eased your mind. And I'll be back with more videos and more themes. If you want to reach me for a session, it's river-rain.com. Have a good day.